it's pretty fitting that we're recording this episode at night.
Yeah.
Because your brain is hollow and we're recording this at night.
Yeah.
So welcome to our episode about Hollow Knight. What an intro.
That was
dude.
really mean, dude.
Really accurate. I don't appreciate the word you mean.
No, I don't appreciate it.
Actually, I respond to that with Graminoid. God,
what are you, an average Redditor? I hate / love him.
Oh yeah, it's such good content. But I hate it.
You hate how accurate it is.
It just depicts me really well.
Yeah, dude.
Perfect
depiction.
I can see that you're not on my anime expertise level, so let me break it down for you. Welcome back to our podcast.
I was trying to think of a quote in my head, and I was like, nope, because it's so hollow.
Yeah, I know, dude.
No, fuck, man. I don't like that.
I don't understand. Why are you just agreeing with me now?
But yes, welcome back to another episode of the Ty and Jimmy Talk podcast.
I'm Ty.
And I'm Jimmy. We haven't done that in a bit.
I mean, do we need to? We probably should.
Yeah, we probably should.
So everyone knows that I have the nicer voice.
Yeah.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah. I'm Jimmy. I'm the hollow head boy.
And I'm Tyler. I'm the thick head boy. Is that...
I don't like that.
You're Hollow Knight. I'm Thick Day.
You're the thick knight, dude.
I'm the Thick Knight.
You're that thick knight that you battle at the start. You hit him and he falls down and his head pops out.
Yeah, I know him.
I forgot his name.
The False Knight?
Yeah, the False Knight.
Okay, so obviously we're talking about Hollow Knight.
Yeah, we are.
So, interestingly, like our last episode, our Scarlet and Violet episode, I hadn't really played the game, though I had watched a full playthrough of it.
Yeah.
And for Hollow Knight...
I've not played the whole game either. I got up to the fungal wastes, and that's basically it.
Which is like the third area.
Yeah.
Of like 7 or 8.
Yeah. But so I played more of this game than you have, of Scarlet and Violet.
Yes, absolutely.
I watched my little brother play it a lot, so I can make some commentary about it. I won't do this game justice, unfortunately, and I would love to play it a lot more. I'm
hoping, the reason I suggested this as a game to talk about is because I have so much to say, and
that's all that really matters, I guess.
That's it. Yeah, no, and also because I'm hoping that talking about it will make you play it more.
I really want to play it. I'm just like obsessed with playing
Tears of the Kingdom. Shut up, dude. Just play it.
Yeah. Although by the time this comes out, I might be done with Zelda.
Don't date the episode. We're recording this the week this episode comes out.
Yeah, we're super good with editing.
It's August. I don't know.
I was about to date this episode for a bit because briefly before Hollow Knight, I wanted to talk about how we saw Game Grumps a week ago.
We could have spoken about that in the last episode.
Well, we didn't. I forgot about it until right now.
We went and saw Game Grumps.
Yeah.
And it was cool.
Anyway,
cool. No. We were eyes to crotch.
Yeah, we were. So
Hang on. Keep talking.
Yeah, okay. Wait, what?
Keep talking.
What are you doing?
Keep talking.
Oh, gotcha. So,
all of my Game Grumps merch is literally... There's a VIP lanyard that we got. I'm not even on camera, am I?
You might not be.
I've got all the merch over here off to the side.
But yeah.
While we're recording.
So, a week ago at the time of recording, we went and saw...
That was a week ago already.
Yeah, crazy. Fuck. Yeah. So we went and saw Game Grumps. We went to their Q&A, and we managed to sit on row GG.
Yeah, row GG, kind of awesome. Which is the front row of the QPAC concert hall, which is rad. So we've got a ticket that says, Game Grumps Live, row GG.
Yeah.
And we were on Team Not So Grump, and we were eyes to crotch, like a meter away from them. Like it was kind of insane. Yeah.
Yeah, literally, it was
literally nuts. I could smell Brent's penis from there.
But no, it was kind of surreal. I think I only want to kind of bring it up because it sort of influences a lot of our creative projects and stuff.
It's good to shout out those boys as well. They're doing
the smaller
all right.
channels.
Yeah, they're doing all right, but I think it's good to shout them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But
we've both been watching them for ages, so I just kind of wanted to say we saw them. It was awesome.
Watched their Hollow Knight playthrough?
No.
All 3 episodes of it before they stopped?
No.
Yeah.
They probably got up to the same area that I did.
It's fine. It's fine. It's one of those games where I'm like, I just know they're not going to do it justice because it's a game that requires time and effort and skill and repetition. And it's not great for a let's play format. Let's put it that way. It's not great for a let's play.
Yeah. Well, that scraps our plans then.
We didn't have plans to do that.
No, but if we were, we're not doing it now
because I'm really good at it.
Yeah, true. How many times have you beat it?
Twice.
Yeah.
Really? Well, I say I've beat it twice. There's a big asterisk there because there are a lot of bosses that I skipped both times.
But you did the full game, basically.
Yeah. But I skipped. I'm just gonna throw spoilers out. I don't know what to spoil or what not. What is a spoiler or what's not a spoiler?
It's been out for a while.
Been out for a while. Still no word on Silksong yet. As in, it's coming out later this year allegedly, but I think it was pushed to the beginning of 2024. Not sure though, but soon. Which is
I really hope it's the end of this year. I need to play the first game, but
yeah, you really do. Well, I was actually replaying it Hollow Knight at the start of this year, right before Jedi Survivor came out.
Yeah.
And then so I put down Hollow Knight to play Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
And then I got, 3/4 through the campaign for that game. And then Tears of the Kingdom came out. So I put down that to play Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Christ, man.
I've lost my life to Tears of the Kingdom, honestly.
I was on a 2-week school holidays. I didn't even play it once.
Yeah.
Because we were just on the grind.
We were on the content
That was when we
grind.
started to bring back the channel and
Yeah.
Anyway, Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight.
So once you progress through the game, you unlock dream bosses, which are dream variations of the bosses that you've previously fought. And
they're harder versions, right?
Yeah, they're harder.
Yeah.
So some of them are actually like the False Knight, like we were saying, the very first main boss that you fight in the game. Completely optional, by the way, as well.
Oh, really?
Most bosses in this game are optional.
Yeah.
You don't have to fight them at all.
But
Even
you should.
With the False Knight, you can even go into his arena. He drops down. If you run all the way to the left-hand side, you can actually just break the door and get out.
Oh, really?
You don't even have to kill him.
It's not locked.
Nope. You can break the wall above the locked gate.
Yeah.
And it breaks it and you can get out.
Damn.
Most of the bosses in this game, if not all of the bosses in this game, are optional.
That's pretty cool.
Which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Here we are, this game is my shit. This is a Metroidvania through and through.
Yeah,
and that is what I'm about. So I want to talk very first about the world. The world is beautiful.
Yeah.
You haven't even been to the most beautiful places. The best place in this game is the City of Tears.
Is that the kind of dream-like kind of...
No, it's like the main city in the game.
Okay.
It's the main city. It's like the main town of Hollow Nest. And it is just... Oh, God, I have so many thoughts running through my head right now.
Go for it, dude.
The music, the sound design, the music specifically for the City of Tears is just, it makes me cry. It is so
makes
beautiful.
You tear up,
that's what I was getting at, dude.
Okay. Sorry, I ruined your joke.
Just the world building and the lore of this game, though, the fact that the City of Tears, it's always raining.
Yeah.
And it's but you're underground. How is it raining?
Yeah.
And it's because on the map, if you look, the lake is above the City of Tears. And it's leaking through the ceiling and making it rain. And it's just little details. This game is it might be it's a top 3 favorite game of all time. No contest.
I want to play it.
It is just incredible. The entire game is so difficult, but it's only if you're a bad player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not difficult in the sense that it's impossible. It's difficult in the sense that you need to get good.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Any mistake you make is your fault. It's not the game being just shit.
And you get tilted real quick. So you would have fought Hornet.
Yeah.
So you fight Hornet a second time later on.
Yeah.
Much later in the game. And that second fight is brutal as fuck.
Yeah.
And it took me many tries, but every single time I died, it was because I fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'd die and I'd go, nope, that was my fault. That was my fault. That was mine. And I'm like, I'm just going to do it again.
Yeah.
Just throw myself at it again and again and again. And eventually you win.
Yeah.
Again and again and again until we're both dead. Is that really what you want? God, find a way to put a fucking Raimi reference in anything.
Yeah, of course. Spider-Man nerd.
I don't even know where to jump in. I just...
Maybe if I start saying stuff,
maybe if you say things, because I have so many things to say.
So I said it before, I only got up to the fungal waste. I did, I can't remember what the first main area is called. But then after that's Green Path, I think.
Yeah, you start in Dirtmouth in the town, and then you go down into... God, I can't even remember the name of the first area. Then you go into Green Path, and then through into the fungal wastes.
Green Path was definitely my favorite area
of
so
the two
far.
that you played.
I don't know. I did do a bit of Fungal Waste. I didn't
Forgotten
finish
Crossroads
it.
is the first area. Dope area.
Yeah. It's just super fun to play, and like the Hollow Knight is so. He's called the Hollow Knight, right? You're the Hollow Knight? Yeah.
No, he's just the knight.
He's just the knight.
The Hollow Knight is the final
he's
boss
at the
of
end.
Game.
Yeah. He's just so fun to play and so fun to like control. He handles beautifully. Yeah. It's amazing. So I had heaps of fun like taking down enemies, even like, you know, the smallest creatures is so satisfying. The sound design from like all the attacks and stuff is
and watching
beautiful.
all the geo fly out of them, and like the sound design full stop is just astounding.
It's so good.
It's so atmospheric, and especially when like there's a sequence where you're in the sewers underneath the City of Tears.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere is just it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And because you've only got a limited light, and like it's just fantastic. But then you've still got this beautiful soundtrack running in the background of the entire game. I wanted to like credit the composer of this game.
Christopher something, isn't it?
Yep. I just can't remember his surname.
Amazing. I have, whilst you look that up, I have specific memories of during COVID, because during COVID I went back home to Toowoomba. Like all of our family just sort of hung out there for a few months.
Yeah.
And my little brother was just playing Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
The entire time. So I was just like obsessed with like listening to the music, and we like go for a drive and get coffees, and he'd be like blasting the music in the car. There's like this specific song that you play against. I can't remember. It's like the Grim something.
The Grim Troop?
It's like the boss of them or something.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's called.
What's the boss's name? God, we're really good at this.
Yeah.
I just fought him not long ago. Yeah, but the Grim Troop, it was one of the DLCs.
Yeah, and the DLC and the music for that just
the Grim Troop music it's like circusy and terrifying.
Yeah, it's awesome. I really want to do that. The whole area looks really cool. I want to get to that.
But like that's another thing too. Just very quickly, the composer's name is Christopher Larkin.
That's right.
Shout out my fucking boy, Christopher Larkin. This is one of my favorite game soundtracks of all time.
Yeah. After like
easily
listening to that soundtrack and watching my brother play it, I think it kind of was one of the main reasons why I wanted to get into video game sound design and soundtrack. I'm like, this is peak. It sounds so good.
It's up there for me with like Grant Kirkhope's Banjo-Kazooie soundtrack and
two very different soundtracks.
Yeah. But like Grant Kirkhope's Banjo-Kazooie soundtrack. Yeah. Shout out my fucking boy Grant Kirkhope. Oh my god.
What a legend.
Grant Kirkhope, Christopher Larkin, and then just anything David Wise has ever done, to be honest.
You literally just chose the composers that I was about to say.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, Banjo and Donkey Kong, like, come on.
Well, to keep on theme with the channel as well, Koji Kondo.
Yeah, of course. Who is alive.
Yeah, he's alive.
At the time of recording. I'm so sorry.
The saga continues.
God, we need to stop mentioning him or we're going to invoke something.
Yeah, something's going to happen and we'll feel
But not because of us.
No. Well, I mean...
what do you mean something's going to happen, James? They're going to play this in court.
As heard on the Ty and Jimmy podcast, episode 19 of Hollow Knight.
God, this is 19. It is.
It is.
Holy shit, this is 19.
Yeah, dude.
I never thought we'd get here.
Me neither. After a long break, I wasn't sure.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, dude. Back with a bang. Awesome episodes. And Hollow Knight.
I'm glad. Back with awesome episodes.
They're really good.
What is this, a DVD commercial from the 2000s for like Yu-Gi-Oh? Get Yu-Gi-Oh on DVD. Six awesome episodes. Like, I think that was literally an ad for like, anyway.
It sounds like a Pokemon ad as well.
Christopher Larkin.
Yeah.
Incredible soundtrack. There's a piece of classical music and I wish I could remember the name of it, but my partner's been playing it recently. I'll put it on the screen because I'll figure it out.
Sure.
That sucks for the people who are just listening, but if you're watching, I'll pop it on the screen. But either way, it sounds... She was playing it on the piano and I was like, are you playing City of Tears? And she's like, no, it's this piece of music. And I was like, that sounds like City of Tears, like dead ringer for it.
Yeah. It's very like classical inspired.
Very much so.
Some of like the more atmospheric tracks or like a little piano. And
yeah.
It's so good.
Absolutely. So I wish we could play some of it right now. Like,
me too.
It's just absolutely stunning. I think that's like the main thing for me. Like if a game looks good and if it plays well, I'm like, sure, this is great. But like, if the soundtrack slaps, I'm going to enjoy the game 20,000% more. Like Banjo-Kazooie. Is that game the best game ever made? Hell no. Like,
What are you talking about?
Let me
Hold it right at there, buddy.
Let me cook.
Let him cook.
It plays like arse sometimes. The camera is arse most of the time. The core gameplay mechanics are perfect. Don't get me wrong, but like, if it did not have a soundtrack as good as the one Grant Kirkhope made for it, I don't think I would like it as much.
Yeah, fair.
The soundtrack, and especially the way that the tracks crossfade as you move through areas, like the soundtrack and sound design of that game that is what makes it for me. The story and the gameplay, it's still a perfect game in my eyes, but it's not the best game ever made, unfortunately, even though I think it is. But even though I just said it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't get you, dude. You're saying one thing, but then you say another.
You wouldn't get it.
I agree, like, the camera is not as good, but I don't know. It's one of the best feeling platformers still.
Oh,
he controls. Banjo
definitely.
controls amazingly well.
But if it didn't have a soundtrack that good, I don't think it would have stuck in my memory so much.
Yeah, it's a very, like, iconic
I think the reason I keep going back to it as a game is because of the soundtrack.
Yeah.
For the soundtrack first, and then I stay for the game.
Else.
You know, like, and Hollow Knight, I think, is the same thing. One of the reasons I picked it up again at the start of this year was because I was like, damn, I just want to fucking bang out to those tracks again. Yeah. And then I was like, fucking the night controls so smoothly, and the areas are so beautiful, the enemies are so satisfying to kill. Yeah. It's like the progression, like the Metroidvania progression, incredible.
We're back. So Tyler went and got something real quick.
Yeah, I was about to talk about the Metroidvania design, and I was like, no, it's bugging me too much that I can't remember the name of the song. So the song, and if you're French and you're listening to this, I'm so sorry. It's called Comptine d'un autre été la presse midi. Midi. It's not MIDI though, it's really good.
I was thinking like it's a MIDI
which translates to Song of Another Summer, the afternoon. It's composed by a composer named Jan Tiersen, and it is stunning, and it sounds like the City of Tears.
Yeah, epic.
But yeah, anyway, so the I'm just gonna
shut up. Nice, dude.
So yeah, the Metroidvania design of this game. Yeah. This is chaos.
This is a chaotic Hollow Knight episode.
But like,
here for it.
But yeah, I fucking love this game. Like, we've already established on the channel that Metroidvanias are like my shit.
Yeah.
Like, I love Metroidvanias more than anything else. And this game is just the Metroidvania. Yeah. It's not even a Metroid or Castlevania game, but it is the definitive Metroidvania in my eyes.
It's still like a solid, like, Metroidvania-esque type of game. Like, you learn all these new abilities and can go back to areas and find new secrets.
Yeah, like this
stuff like that.
This to me, like, when you're describing the Metroidvania genre, like, this is the game that I use as the example. Yeah. I don't use Super Metroid. I use Hollow Knight.
Or Castlevania.
Yeah. Like, this game is perfect. And I literally mean that. Like, there is nothing I can fault with this game except the fact that it ends. You know, like...
Every game has to end eventually, buddy.
Nope.
Cool.
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom don't.
No.
Although technically they do, but, like, not in my lifetime. No.
Not happening.
It's honestly, like... I was trying to think of things to fault for this game. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything. Like, some of it is a little tedious to backtrack through, but...
That's just a Metroidvania thing, though.
But, like, it feels like, especially when you're, like, not sure where you're going, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go down here, and then you go down there, and you're like, I can't get through this door yet. And then you have to backtrack all the way back to where you were. Yeah. It happens so infrequently where you hit somewhere you just can't go. Yeah. But like all the places that you can go link up perfectly. Yeah. And the places that you can't go are kind of off those paths. Yeah. So you're never like stuck somewhere, you know? It never feels like you're stuck. Yeah. Which is really nice because like that's the point of a Metroidvania. You need to be able to explore openly.
Yeah, and like backtracking should be pretty easy. Like it shouldn't be hard to get back to areas you've already been to.
And there are areas, so like you haven't made it to the Mantis Village.
No, but there's I've seen the bosses though. Yeah, they look hard Lords. As shit.
So fun story about the Mantis Lords. The first time I played this game, I saved the Mantis Lords until very late in the game. Yeah. Because I was like, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I got like multiple nail upgrades. I got like a lot of abilities that allow me to dash through them. Like I was like, I'm not doing it. And I died to them and I died to them and then I beat them.
Yeah, nice.
I think it took me 3 tries.
That's pretty good still.
Second time I played through the game earlier this year, I did the Mantis Lords early game, no nail upgrades, beat them first try.
Well, I guess once you know how to beat them, you're just sort of...
I was like, the one thing that I've gotten so much better at in my second playthrough is the downward nail slash, which allows you to bounce.
Yeah.
And that I couldn't do in the first game, so many bosses and so many areas were just way more of a pain in the ass than they should have been.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't master that skill. This second playthrough, I really took the time to get it right at the beginning of the game.
Good call.
And my God, it made the second playthrough so easy.
Yeah. I saw my little brother like do lots of like the down nail shots and I like tried to do it. I'm like, this is hard. It's a lot of techniques that like it requires a bit of practice, but once you get it.
Oh, it's so satisfying once you get it. Like, this whole game is just so satisfying.
Yeah.
This is such a good like counter to our Scarlet Violet episode.
Yeah, we've gone from like super negative to super positive.
Like I really like that episode is so it's just us gushing in such a negative way, but this is just all positive gushing.
Yeah.
It's
really good from what I played. It does make me want to play it more, and I'm sad that I haven't touched it.
Yeah.
Because it's just so good. Like all of the areas are really nice to explore, and it's fun to explore. So many secrets. I like finding the little worm dudes.
Yeah.
I don't know what they give you, but
the grub father.
Yeah, the grub daddy.
Yeah, sure.
The graddy.
You get some good stuff from him by saving those little boys.
Yeah.
In my first playthrough, I saved every single one of them.
Yeah, of course you did.
I didn't bother in the second playthrough.
Fair. If you've already done it.
I knew how many I needed to save to get the pale ore that I needed to upgrade my nail.
Gotcha.
Which I think it's most of them. But there were just a couple that I was like, this one's annoying. I'm not saving him. You can die here.
Yeah. Oh, but they're so cute.
They're alright, yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't call anything in this game cute, really.
Yeah, they're all kind of bug thingies. They're all kind
spooky
bug thingies.
Okay, so there is one enemy.
Yes.
I know you said so like you're about to segue into something.
No, I was about to be like, I'm gonna just ask you some questions because I don't have as much to say.
I think that's a better structure.
Yeah. I would like to revisit this once I played. And then I can give you my full opinion.
Maybe we'll do it. We'll do a part 2.
We'll do a part 2 in the future. But I'm really excited just to hear your thoughts on it. But you say what you're gonna say.
God, there's one enemy in the Queen's Gardens, and I think just saying that sentence, anyone who's played this game knows the exact fucking enemy I'm about to say.
Is that the end of the game?
No, Queen's Gardens. It's a bit later in the game, depending on what order you unlock things.
Yeah.
I didn't get to it till late game the first time I played, but I got there earlier in the second time because I knew how to.
Fair.
There's an enemy in there. It's like a wasp, and it's like it's got a long it's just like super long. It's like a big C flying in the air.
Yeah.
And it's got wings, and it shoots out like discs at you, and the discs kind of like float down, and then they kind of like move up again. They like arc, and like. Fuck me, dude. Like when you're doing tight platforming surrounded by spikes and those fuckers are there and they're shooting it's the only time I got genuinely frustrated at the game.
Yeah.
But again, you can nail bounce off them, but if you do, you're probably going to nail bounce into spikes, or you can jump and avoid it, but then the platforms retract when you're like on them for too long.
That sounds
like
frustrating.
Dude, there are some sections of Queen's Gardens that made me like want to throw my controller at the screen. But again, I never felt mad at the game though.
Yeah,
it's
just your ability to navigate around it.
Yeah, exactly.
Platforming. I've definitely found a couple areas in the game where there's a bit of vertical platforming, but there's enemies around it, and it's kind of been a little difficult. Like there's regular enemies, but they're still it's just a little difficult with like the terrain you're trying to like navigate.
And that's exactly why those enemies were put there, and that's exactly why I hate them. But it's
good though. It's fun. It feels good once you're like. Got past that area. You're like, fuck yeah, I did it.
Oh yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
Feels pretty good, as Twerp would say.
Yeah, dude. Good song.
Oh, it's my favorite song off that album. Makes me cry.
Which albums?
Together Through Time.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't know why. Like,
it's a good song.
Just like hearing the waves and then the guitar And then the sax solo. It actually, I've got goosebumps just saying those words. Dude. It actually just makes me cry. Yeah. Such a beautiful song.
It's a good album. It's their best album.
I have the signed poster from that album tour over there from when they came to Brisbane.
I'm so sad I didn't. I wasn't really into them at that time. I didn't like. I was listening more so to Ninja Sex Party, but I'm sad. I didn't listen to them as much because I would have they played this song, they played that one.
Oh, when they played Life Party, which is my actual favorite song off Together Through Time. Yeah.
You can't just change your favorite.
No.
Podcast.
I mean, Feels Pretty Good is an instrumental track.
Yeah.
Life Party is my favorite vocalized track on it.
Fair.
And actually, no. That whole album is flawless.
That's good.
Anyway, let's jump into questions about Hollow Knight. So, what questions do you have for me?
Yes. So what upgrades and weapons do you like, and what's your favorite? How do you feel about all of them?
I love the charm system of having an allotment of charm slots that you can put upgrade, because it really makes you think. And again, my first playthrough, I wasn't using that really well. I just had the same 5 on for the whole game.
Yeah.
And I never changed them. Whereas my second playthrough, I'd swap them all out before a boss battle. I'd go, okay, this will be beneficial for this boss because I know what their attack patterns are. And I know that, So I would swap them out before each battle, which made my life so much easier.
Yeah.
And
it really helps individualize the experience for you. You can choose whatever charms you want. You can make stuff difficult for yourself or easier, or help you explore a bit more. I got a couple of charms, so I can't really say too much about what charms you can get, but I imagine you can get some pretty cool ones.
I think the best one that I use so frequently after you get the Shade Cloak, which allows you to dash through enemies. I'm getting Sharp Shadow, which is a charm that allows you to do damage to the enemies when you dash through them.
Yeah.
So you can just dash through areas, and if you go back to Forgotten Crossroads, the little basic enemies, you dash through them, it kills them instantly.
Yeah, or you can release that spirit that just goes right through them.
Yes,
I don't know what it's called. But...
Yeah, the Howling Crush or whatever, or whatever the spirit attack is called. I again didn't use that too much in the first playthrough. Second playthrough, abused the shit out of it. And because I'd have charms on that allow me to regain soul when I take damage, and I have charms on that allow me to regain soul, get more soul from an enemy than you normally would. So I was just using the spirit attacks so much more in my second playthrough.
Yeah.
But I love the Metroidvania abilities, upgrading them so you can get into new areas and getting an ability the spirit attack, and then getting an upgrade for that, getting the Shade Cloak, and then being able to upgrade that with Sharp Shadow, and it's just so cool.
And from what I've seen is none of the abilities look they're not too overpowering or make you an OP character. Just helps you fight people better, explore better, open up new areas. So
absolutely.
It's good to kind of see that. Because
I
feel like in games like Breath of the Wild, when you get some of the champion abilities, it's kind of makes you a little OP.
A little bit, yeah.
They're good, but
Rivali's Gale was always good though. Mepha's Grace made me feel a bit OP.
Yeah.
But then again, you can just have fairies in your inventory and it does the same thing.
That's true.
Either way. But I love the upgrade ability, and I agree. It doesn't make you feel too OP. It just makes you feel like you actually belong.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciate. Yeah.
Yeah, because at the start of the game, you're I've got nothing. And yet it's just harder to get through some of the arears, but then you get more shit, and then it's this feels fucking good. What's I think you already say your favorite area is City of Tears. Do you have any other areas that you really like, or you found was challenging but felt good to get through? Dude. Cool.
I would be remiss not to mention the depths.
In Zelda, or
no, sorry, not the depths. Deep Nest.
Okay.
Deep Nest can choke. I hate that area, but again, it's only because it scares me.
Yeah.
It is difficult. It is definitely the most difficult area in the game, and the worst part is the way that you get to it initially, for most people's experience, is you fall into it.
Right.
And you can't get back out unless you traverse your way through it.
Right.
And it's pitch black, and the enemies take a lot of hits, especially if you're early game.
Yeah.
And they keep coming back. And it's fucking terrible. And there's noises, and you see spiders crawling across the front of the screen in the foreground.
That's such good design.
It's fucking And sometimes the spiders on the front in the foreground will actually come into the game.
Oh shit!
And then start attacking you. Yeah.
Damn.
It's fucked,
That
man.
sounds awesome.
Deep Nest is fucked. It is so cool. It's where one of the dreamers is too, like one of the 3 dreamers that you have to defeat to like get into the Temple of the Black Egg to beat the Hollow Knight. Like, it's God, that sentence must make no sense.
That was a lot. Yeah,
I was gonna say that sentence must make no fucking sense.
It didn't. So
but
cool.
it's it's nuts, dude. Deep Nest was a challenging area, but when you revisit it later on, like, I'm still shit scared of it. I've been there plenty of times. I know where everything is in there. I know how to navigate it.
Yeah.
I know how to defeat the enemies really effectively, but I still fucking hate it. I still hate it with all my being, but I love it at the same time. And you get a big entrance to Deep Nest once you beat the Mantis Lords. Like, it opens up a door to allow easier access. Once you get the tram pass from Deep Nest, like, you can get like, there's a lot of important stuff there.
Yeah.
And I could go on, but
I like seeing some of like the tram areas, but I haven't used a lot of them yet. But
you can't get those for quite a while.
Oh, okay.
Like and then like the tram allows you to get across to like Kingdom's Edge, and like Kingdom's Edge is a sick area. That Hornet fight the second time in Kingdom's Edge, and there's like a storm blowing, and like,
I remember
dude,
that.
it's so cool.
Sounds kind of scary.
It's such a sick fight, man.
Yeah.
It's
a lot of the boss fights just like seem pretty scary. So when I was watching my little brother play as well, I think this is in the DLC, but correct me if I'm wrong. There's like a Colosseum.
Oh,
like
the Colosseum of Fools. Yeah, no, that's just regular game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
but you have to fight against every boss in succession without dying.
Oh,
basically.
no, that's Godhome.
Yeah,
that's Godhome. Oh, yeah, no, that's DLC.
Have you done that yet?
No. Fuck no. Hell no, dude.
Yeah. My little brother got up to the final boss of the game in that area. I don't know.
There's no way.
He can correct me if he's beaten it yet, but I don't know if he has. But like,
that
watching him like
fucked.
Watching him get through the whole thing and seeing all the bosses, I'm like, damn, that's
Did you ever play Super
impressive.
Meat Boy?
No.
Do you know of like Celeste?
Yeah, I've heard of Celeste. I haven't played it, but
so like a lot of that is like precision platforming. Absolute pinpoint precision platforming.
Yeah.
There's a section of this game called the Path of Pain.
I think I've heard of it.
Which is that on crack. And it is like watching people play it. You know, sometimes when you watch someone do something and you're like, oh yeah, that looks easy. And then you try and it's hard.
Yeah.
Watching people do it, I'm like, they're doing it with such ease.
Yeah.
But holy shit, it still looks hard.
Yeah.
Like, it is, like, if you haven't looked at the Path of Pain, watch someone do it on YouTube.
I will.
It is nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts, dude. Like, I've gotten so off track. Yeah.
Is it just like lots of spikes everywhere and you just have to like...
moving saw blades, and you have to be able to perfectly time your downward jumps with your like wing ability, like with... It's nuts, man. There's like only one way to beat it, and it's the precise way that you have to do it.
Like, you can't cheese it in any kind of way.
I'm sure you probably could.
The speedrunners might know.
Speedrunners probably cheese it, but like, there's no way I could even complete it normally, let alone try cheesing it.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's out of this world. But like...
Is that a DLC area, or...?
I don't think so. I don't think that's a DLC. I just didn't do it. Yeah. But the DLC is so well integrated into the game, and like the edition that you buy on Nintendo Switch has all the DLC in it.
I bought the Switch version, so
it has it all in it. So like once you hit a certain point, you'll just be able to go and activate the Grim Troop DLC. In the game. It's just like literally another room in a place that is otherwise locked before the DLC was available.
Gotcha.
And so now it's just open and you can just go in there.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
It's really cool. It's really well integrated. All of the DLC is perfectly integrated. And might I add, was completely free when it came out.
Oh, was that actually?
Yep, all the DLC was completely free when it came out. And so then for the Nintendo Switch edition, and probably for all the other ports, they included it all, which I really appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's tight, man.
It's so crazy to imagine this game was just done by an Australian studio.
Yeah, just down in Melbourne. Like I think they're based. I think Team Cherry's based in Melbourne.
I thought it was Adelaide.
Actually, no, I think you're right. I think it is Adelaide.
It might be Adelaide.
That's even cooler.
It's still crazy. It's just like a small studio, but it's created such a awesome game with so many cool mechanics and amazing graphics and amazing music. It's kind of inspirational.
They are based in Adelaide.
Hey, I did my research like a couple years ago.
Yeah,
during COVID.
Hell yeah, man!
What a time.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's cool. I like seeing just like cool indie studios just make amazing games.
Yeah, hell
like
yeah.
This. It's awesome. What do you think of the story?
It's super simple, but it works super well. Like, you again, like most Zelda games and like most Metroidvania games, you're kind of thrown in with nothing. Like, you wake up and you're just like, oh, okay, I'm here now. And you learn about the story and the lore and the world by talking to people and by exploring. And so it's like, and then once you get to the City of Tears, that's when it really kicks in. Yeah. Because that's when you activate like the Dreamers, and that's when you find out about the Hollow Knight and like, and like the Resting Grounds. And like, so the story doesn't actually kick in for like
halfway.
Yeah, like it's actually a pretty decent chunk of time before you even get the main quest of the game.
Because it's like a very like dystopian kind of start. It's a very dark and dreary kind of.
Cool.
It's so good,
like,
though.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And I'm keen to get into the story because I've heard like a couple of things, but I don't really know much about it. But just from discovering the world already at this point, you know, seeing like so many like abandoned places or like abandoned ruins and stuff like that, like something fucked happened here, and I want to know what happened. I want to know what this shit's about. And then seeing all of the goops, all the orange goop.
Oh yeah, that's fucked. The boss that accompanies that is fucked.
Yeah.
It's called Lost Kin. And
he's like the one that looks like you, but he's got like the stuff on his back.
Yeah. Hate him. He was a fun fight. He was a very fun fight.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, what's your favorite fight? If you have one. Is there one like...
I think Hornet's second fight is just like, because it has so much lore and weight behind it. Yeah. I think it's just so fantastic. Yeah. I don't know. I love that fight. I loved the Lost Kin fight. The best build up to a boss battle was when was it before? Is it just before or just after you beat Lost? No, it's before, I think. You like are down in an area in Deep Nest and you see yourself like through a wall, and it's like, oh, and so you like climb up and run around and like trying to chase yourself basically, and like the little other version of you keeps running away, and you're like, what's going on here? And so you keep following it, and then eventually you follow it into like a boss battle arena where it then transforms into a massive fucking spider. Damn. And you can see like on the wall, like in the background, like all these other like enemies that are like being strung up and killed, and like it's fucked. Like the boss fight's actually super easy. Yeah. Because there's a real quick way to cheese it.
Of course.
But I found it easy even before I knew what the cheese was. Yeah. But like, it's such a cool way to get into a boss fight.
It's very creepy.
It reminds me, you've watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? It reminds me of the forest in book 2 after they pick up Toph. I think it's literally the episode after they get Toph. Yeah. And they're going through like the swamp. And it's like the swamp benders. No, it's before they meet Toph, because Aang sees the vision of Toph and he's chasing her through the forest or through the swamp. And like, like it's like that. It's like that episode always creeped me the fuck out. Even as an adult, it still creeps me out.
I only sort of watched Avatar like in recent years.
Really?
Yeah.
I grew up on it and then rewatched it as an adult as well.
Yeah,
like,
still holds up.
Incredible show.
Good show. I'm keen for the
we
live...
should do a podcast about Avatar.
Yeah. We can. I don't know how much I can say about it. Probably more than Hollow Knight.
We'll say all of it here. It's flawless. Like,
it's a good show.
I'm keen for the live action as well. Yeah.
Good casting for it.
The cast looks excellent, and so that gives me hope.
Unlike the movie.
What doesn't give me hope is that the creators walked away from it.
Did they actually?
Yeah. But we'll see.
For what reasons?
I don't know. Sidebar on the same tangent. The One Piece live action looks pretty dope. Yeah. I wasn't like 100% into it when I first watched the trailer. I was like, you know what? This looks fun. I like the casting a lot though.
Yeah, the casting.
When I was like, you know what? This looks fine. Yeah. And then what sold me, I mean, other than the fact that Ichiro Oda has been involved every step of the way, and he himself has been very clear about the fact that he does not want to release something that he is not happy with. Yeah. And he's like, he said like, this could be my last chance to really like put One Piece out to a new audience. Yeah. And like, so it's like, I want it to be good. And then like a week later, it got a release date. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay.
Like, hell yeah. It's happening.
But like, the thing that sold me, other than all of that, is I watched the cast watching the trailer. Netflix posted a video of the 5 main cast members watching the trailer, and the actor playing Luffy, whose name I can't remember, started crying because he was so like excited and so happy, and I was like, I'm in.
Cool.
I am.
Sounds like it's gonna be great.
Every season of this show, I'm there.
Yeah.
Like,
how much do you think they'll do?
I don't know, man. Like, I was trying to map it out in my head because if they're doing all of East Blue in the first season, which they are, then season 2's got to cover fucking like Little Garden, Drum Island, and probably Alabasta. But like this means nothing to me.
No, it doesn't. I've never watched One Piece, so I was like, these are names.
I wonder if season 2 has to end with Alabasta. Like, but Alabasta goes for like 100 episodes in the anime. So like, but it goes for way too long.
Yeah.
But like season 2 would have Crocodile and like Crocodile overarching. You'd have to go through Little Garden to like make Nami sick to go to Drum Island to meet Chopper to go to Alabasta. Like, again, this means nothing to you.
No, it really
like,
doesn't.
Season 3, Skypiea. Season 4, you do Water 7. Like, I don't know.
I like how you're like, this means nothing to you. Anyway, season 3, more names.
I would love to see it like go for as long as possible, but also like bear in mind the characters stay the same age the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
And if they're shooting a season a year, those actors are going to be like 8 years older by the time they're halfway through the series. Sure. So it does make it difficult, but
hopefully it won't be a Cowboy Bebop kind of sitch.
I didn't hate Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
But it wasn't great. I think John Cho was great casting. Yeah, I think that was perfect. Yeah. I think all the casting in that show was pretty perfect.
Yeah.
I just think it was a bit ambitious for Netflix.
Yeah.
But One Piece looks astounding.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hollow Knight. We should let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Yeah.
What are your final thoughts about Hollow Knight for now?
I want to play it.
Yeah. Sure.
Just from like the limited experience I've had either playing or watching it, it just looks amazing. Awesome graphics, music's beautiful. It's fun to play. It's difficult, but only because if I'm shit at it, it's my fault. The bosses are fun. The enemies are fun to beat. Exploration feels really nice. It's just like, it's a 10 basically on all grounds. Like,
I haven't even played much of it.
I've really not even played it. I basically haven't played it.
You haven't even hit the main story of the game.
Which sucks. And I feel just slightly bad that I haven't gone into this podcast without playing the whole game. So I would love to like come back and like and just freak out about once I played it.
It's just like a 3-minute long episode of you being like, I played it. It's fucking amazing.
Like great. Everything I said in the podcast, yep, it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the moment, from what I've played, I've loved it. And I need to play more. And
like you've already heard my thoughts, obviously. 10 out of 10. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend. I played it on Switch. I've heard that the PlayStation port is fine.
Yeah.
I've heard that I think Switch is the best way to do it, though.
Yeah. I've got it on Switch, and it's been pretty solid so far.
It feels so good as a Switch game.
Yeah, and handheld too. It's nice. I think I've only played it handheld.
Some of the bosses I only was able to beat when I was in handheld mode, just because it feels more responsive. Than I don't know. Anyway, but
yeah, it probably is.
It's a fantastic game, and I can't recommend it. I think it's the game I would recommend the most to anyone as well.
Out of any game ever,
probably.
Fair.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, and at least like, if you were to recommend a Metroidvania game, it would be Hollow Knight.
1000%.
Yeah,
and Super Metroid. But, listen to that episode if you haven't.
That's a good one. That's also an episode where I haven't really played much of the game.
Those are my favorites.
Yeah. Cool, thanks, man.
But yeah, anyway, on that note, thanks so much for watching and listening, everyone, and we hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you next week for the next one.
Yeah, follow us on our socials as well. So that's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all them boys.
Thirsty Pretzel prod without the vowels. You figure it out. Why is not a vowel? Anyway, catch you later, guys.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Bye.